Hey everyone, welcome to GJBricks. I'm Greg. Now today I am going to be doing a modification to one of the sets I got recently, and that is this here rocket. Now I'm not actually going to modify the rocket itself, I'm going to modify this building down here. So let's have a closer look at it first. So you'll recognise this from my recent review video, linked in the corner if you haven't seen it. I am a big fan of this set. I think the rocket and the launch control are both really good. The monorail, which you can see in part here, is good as well. It's a nice piece. I'm probably not going to keep it, to be honest, in my city, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Now this is my city of Studberg. I haven't done any updates for a while on this, sorry guys. You can see some of it's a bit of a mess at the moment because we're doing some stuff in the house. There's a random Christmas tree over, don't ask. Anyway, this area here, and possibly here, I haven't decided yet, is becoming the new Studsburg spaceport. As part of that, I'm going to be building out this area with various buildings. I want to make it quite compact in space. I might bring it out slightly over this edge as well, because I did used to have something here. What I'm trying to go for is something just really sort of ridiculous and tight in space. I've got a rocket hanging over the edge there. I mean, that's just stupid, but it's Lego. It's what you do. I'm going to focus on rebuilding this right now. Now, I like this building, but there's a couple of things that are A, unnecessary for me, and B, I don't like. So, let's have a look at it first. Now, if we look here, there's a space for your phone to go in. I'm not going to bother with that. You know, it's a nice feature, but you've got this great control room at the back here. Let's have a look. You've got this wonderful control panel they built there. I like that. I want to use that more. So, we'll keep that. So that means this is going to go, so this area here will be all filled in. Now, what I'm thinking over here is, I'm going to take this off for a second. What I want to do is actually build this whole thing out here. I want to make it probably about this long, so what, so about 8 to 12 studs longer. And what I want to do is actually build like a tiered control center like you would find in NASA itself. If you look at the recent Apollo mission control that was renovated, that's what I was trying to say, and brought back to action, you'll see just how like involved and busy this area should be. So I'm going to do that, have 3 rows. I'm going to need, I think 3 rows is going to be plenty for in here. I'm probably going to have to widen it slightly as well, which is not a problem. So I think that's what I'm going to do with this mock. So this video here, I'm going to work on remocking that, on modifying that right now. I've got a donor set, which is the police station. I'm not going to use the police station. I just bought it for parts. So I'm going to use that to build out a lot of this. Now this door obviously is in the wrong place, and what I think I'm going to do with that is move it to here, which means it's on the bottom level of what will be our tiered thing. One nice thing I realized was, if you look at this, let's put this back in place so we can see what I'm going to talk about. This actual panels here, these glass panels, because I'm doing the steps down, that's perfect because I can take these out, and that naturally becomes my my sort of area that's not needed anymore. So I might use the space under it to do some kind of storage or some piping or something like that, but that's actually quite conveniently done, and I get some nice glass out of that too. One thing I am going to be short of though is these. I need one more of these. So I'm going to improvise something temporarily while I wait for a new one of those to come. Just putting that out front now. Anyway, let's get into this. I'm looking forward to changing this one. It's been on my mind a while, and it is Space Week, or it is sort of space celebration time with the Apollo stuff. So let's get into this. Okay, so what I've done there is this is going to be the desks for mission control going forward. I've done it like this, and I think what I'm going to do is actually make that modular so it actually will sit there like that. But you can see the size I'm going for with how I'm building that one, and I've kept that front control room there. I might move that up one more, I'm not sure yet, but that's coming together quite nicely. Pretty happy with that so far. Don't think I need these down the front anymore, though I might just move them to be just guarding that front panel, I think. But yeah, that's pretty good. And you notice I wasn't too fussed about how the underside of that looked, because you're not going to see any of it because it's all behind walls. The only bit that might be an issue is along the back here. I haven't decided how I'm going to finish that yet, but we will sort that out soon. So I've started to put the desks in. I'm going to put some more detail in, like, you know, pizza boxes, food and things. These guys like live here doing these missions. Back here is going to be the sort of supply area for them with, you know, coffee machine, water fountain. These both came out of the police set. Just thought they'd be quite useful to use for this. Work quite neatly, so I'm going to do that. I think there's going to be probably a fridge there as well. And then yeah, that's starting to fill out. I think I wanted to use these tiles, but they're too long. No, would have been a great colour, but I'm going to use a different colour in there. See what I can find. But it's coming together. I've done the sides now. Would like some more of these panels, so I can swap these out. So I'll probably order some of those because I need them for another mock I'm working on anyway. But yeah, now to start building it up. I'm probably going to slope the roof as well, because that way it will save me some parts. Yeah, let's get on with this. I didn't realise I wasn't filming. I've done some work in the meantime. So I've gone and rethought how I've done this slightly. So it's now 2 studs shorter than it was. I've basically made these, just used 2 plates in there to just to keep it a bit lower, and I've added in steps now. You can see that's starting to look quite busy and active there. They've all got their regulation coffee cups as per the Lego building regs. I tried to make it a bit more interesting with some got cupcake there, a couple of statues here, could be anything. Someone likes Marvel stuff down there. What else? Sorry, not Marvel, DC, I apologise. Up here we've got the mission control person with the walkie-talkies. She's on her phone. I thought it would be quite cool to have a camera up here as well. So that's just filming what's going on in mission control all the time. These guys are busy. Got a coffee machine and a water fountain, like I said, from the police station. So it's looking quite good there. I need a few more minifigures for it now. The building here, I reworked it slightly, so we've got windows in here now. I'm keeping that. I might fill that in, I don't know. Just seems like a waste of plates to put something there if I don't need to. When I put this in, it's gone. Can't see it anymore, so I'm not sure if I'm going to bother putting a plate in there or not. Just building this up now. Still thinking about whether or not that's going to go one higher. but that doing it the 2 studs means I've only got to build to this level now. I'd have had to build 1 more on top of that, so that's good. 1 saving in bricks. I just got to decide what I'm going to do along here, because these windows, I want to try and keep this old mechanism in place, just make it slightly bigger, and get an extra window, obviously. So I'm going to carry on working through that. I think I'm getting close, and I've got to figure out how I do the roof. Alright, so here's the finished article. I think it needs some more windows, probably high up, because you can't have them too... I'm going to think about that one. Definitely think it needs some more windows though, but you can see that mechanism on the outside, that's just staying there. I'm not going to bother filling that in now. That took a bit longer than I expected, but it's quite a big mock. I'm quite happy with it. So you can see I've got that missing panel, but I've managed to keep that nice easy access door in there, so you can see straight into mission control and they can see out, which I think is quite an important part of being in mission control. In terms of how I've made the roof come apart, I haven't actually finished the bottom part yet, but that's not so important. Let's do that up. I've kept it raised up like it was in the original set. So this bit of roof here also completely comes off, so we can see right into mission control. This roof needs a little bit more detail on it. I'm probably going to put some air conditioning and things, maybe a couple of satellite dishes on there. I'm not going to do that right now, but I'm going to come back and do that one. But yeah, I'm happy with how that looks inside. I think that looks like a fully functional mission control now, so I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. Let's go and put it back in the city and see just how much of my space, my space base has now been taken over by that. Alright, so here it is in the city. I think looking at it here, I'm going to have to make a bit more change here. I'm not happy with how plain this looks. I think it could be a lot more interesting. So I'll probably put some more windows in there and probably do the same on the other side. As for the roof, I'll do something, maybe a bit of tiling just to give it an edge, and probably do some air conditioning and things on the top. Like I said, I'm not going to bother doing anything too fancy because it's meant to be quite industrial. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with opening all that up now and having that. That looks pretty cool. I think I like that. I'm happy with how the interior works, especially. I think the bottom's going to have to be raised up slightly. It was in the original one about 2 studs higher than that, so sorry, 2 bricks higher than that. So I will work on that one, and obviously I need some steps here, which will be fixed by adding in the that I did swap the door over from that side. Oh, where am I going? From this side over to this side, so actually opens onto the base. So yeah, I'm going to put a fence around it and turn it all up. There's going to be some work down here. So yeah, this area is going to change, and the launch pad will get a bit more involved. So I think the next thing I do will be to upgrade the launch pad slightly. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do that yet, but I'm going to definitely be improving the base. I would like to build a tower, but I don't have the bricks to build a tower. That would be stretching what I have. Anyway, on that note, let's do 3, 2, 1, blast off! Alright, let me know in the comments what you think of this video. Did you enjoy this mock? How would you improve it? Other than what I've said about adding some more features around here and, you know, doing a bit more underneath. I think there's space to do something underneath here, like a garage or something like that. So let me know what you think. If you're new here, make sure you hit subscribe. I post regularly, and don't forget, everybody, give this video a like. Now here's a couple more videos I think you will enjoy. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.